Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Jason and this is SubCompact Tractor Stuff. I sure appreciate you stopping by today to check out this latest video. In this video, we are going to be fixing the differential lock on Maggie. For those of you that don't know, Maggie is my Massey Ferguson GC1710 tractor, loader, backhoe. I bought her back in 2017, new, and she's got about 1,000 hours on her, actually a little over 1,000 hours. I noticed recently that this here is getting stuck. You used to be able to push this forward when you needed your differentials to lock in the back so that both of the tires spun at the same time, and then it would spring forward when you were done using it. Well, that is no longer happening. When you push this forward to engage it, it does lock in the rear differentials like it's supposed to. However, when you take your foot off of this, it doesn't spring back into its starting position. And the problem with that is if you accidentally push this and don't realize it, or once you're done using it and it doesn't spring back and you don't realize that, you can wind up doing some damage to the rear differential. So we want to go ahead and get this fixed today and get that all taken care of so that we don't wind up damaging something. All right, well, let's get started. Alright, so we're under the tractor here, and this right here is the bottom side of where that comes down, and it looks like it connects with a cable here, a cable wire here, and that runs right into here, and then right into here, and then through the back. So it connects back here somewhere into the differential via cable. So we're gonna go ahead, and I guess the first thing we do is get this tire off of here, and that way we're gonna be able to get in there and see what's going on. All right. So what side? Hopefully this will be able to get it off. Three-quarter maybe. Nope. Seven-eighths. All right, that works. I think those might be a little loose. Alright, so this right here is where it comes through. Here's the cable. There's a bracket here that is connected to, and then it comes into here. The springs look intact. Here's the spring here, that looks intact. I don't know. Let me investigate that a little bit further. Okay, so what I did is I unloosened this nut right here on the back side of this bracket. So I just loosened that up. I was able to take this off of the bracket, and then there was a cotter pin at the end down here where the cable connects to this piece that goes into the pumpkin. There's a cotter pin there, kind of unique looking, a little different than what I'm used to seeing, but anyhow I got that off. This came right off, and then I went and try to move this cable here. It's pretty stiff. It doesn't really want to move. So then I went up here and moved this right here, and this is pretty tight. It's really hard to move even with it disconnected. So I believe the issue isn't with the area back there. That spring and everything seems to be working just fine. So I think the issue is with the actual lever here, where it connects to the frame of the tractor here. So I'm going to go ahead and get some WD-40, PB Blaster, something like that, and just see if I can loosen it up under there, and hopefully that will solve the issue, because I can't see where anything in the back would be causing this, since everything is now disconnected. Takes a lot of force to move this. There ain't no way that spring is going to spring that back. Okay, well, I got this cable moving without any issues at all now. It was starting to rust up there a little bit, it looked like. It definitely needed to be lubricated. So now, as you can see, this moves easy. I mean, look how easy that moves. So there's no reason at all why this spring here, this is the one that's made, you can see that right there. This spring is the one that's actually going to pull that back into position. So this will go forward like so when you engage it, and you can see that spring is plenty sturdy to pull this back. I mean, look at that. I can do it with one finger now, where before it took a lot of effort to move that. So right there is where it's at. I must have worked on it for about 30 minutes off camera with PB Blaster to get that loosened up so that it moves as freely as it does now. So I would recommend you guys, anyone out there that owns one of these models, it's going to be GC1705, GC1710, GC1720. Those are the models I know of. I'm not real familiar with the newer models, but I'm sure those models have the same type of setup. So this is something you're going to want to keep an eye on. There's no grease points anywhere on this, and it is in a very, very difficult position to get to. So I could see that would be something that could be overlooked. So I would recommend checking that probably at least every 100 hours. Maybe when you do your oil changes, just kind of check that. Make sure it's not rusting up or starting to get binded up on you, and get that sucker, you know, greased up, PB Blaster, WD-40, something like that, because that piece, it's hard to see, that is connected. Let me see if I can get the camera up in there. Where is it at? If you can see that right there in the center of the screen, it's welded to the frame. That piece is welded to the frame, so if that rusts out on you, you're going to be in bad shape, because that's going to be cut off and re-welded on, or however they're going to fix that. So this is something you definitely want to keep an eye on. I'd like to give a shout out to John with Louisiana Tractor Works and Projects. If you haven't seen his channel, you're going to want to check that out. He does fantastic videos. He knows a lot about these things. He had actually commented in one of my videos about this issue, saying that it was probably a grease issue, and that it probably would need to be lubricated, and he was right. So just a shout out to John for that. John, you got this one right for sure. Okay, well, I would call that a success. I'm Jason. This is SubCompact Tractor Stuff. Signing off. We'll catch you on the next one.